Good morning, everybody. Wake up in Provincetown. This week featuring. Can I have some coffee? Make it strong, please. Hey, no. Hey, no.
Now I hate that part of the song. I love the way.
No, really, can I have some coffee?
Good morning, everybody. It's Friday, June 25th. Thank you for tuning in to Wake Up in Provincetown. Thank you for silencing your cell phones if you're in the tap room.
If you're watching on Facebook, please scoot over to our YouTube channel. We love to have all our viewers together to chat in the comments. And while you're there, please hit subscribe and like this video. We just love that so much.
We really do have a whale of a show for you today.
We did.
Massive. Mark made me say that.
We did it, Mark. We have Bryan Legare coming in to chat with us about sharks.
Josiah Mayo is here. He is one of the top 50 chocolate makers in the entire country, according to Food and Wine magazine. And if you've ever been to Quest Chocolate, you know that that's true. Yeah. He also is Michael Packard's boatmate. We all know what happened to Michael Packard last week. They went back into the water yesterday for the first time since that happened.
Wow.
Did you know that?
No.
I know, I can't wait to hear how that went. I think they caught a lot of lobsters. I would be scared to go back in.
I would be scared to go in, period.
Ever.
Always.
Zoe Lewis is here to play some music for us and tell us about her shows this summer. And our friend Mark Kimmelman, the choreographer, is here. He's leaving tomorrow for Australia for 2 months to tour with Jagged Little Pill.
We hate to see it, but we love to see it.
At least he had some time here.
Yeah.
How was your week?
My week was cute.
Yeah? What'd you do?
I did a lot of stuff. I made it to all the parties this week.
All of them? Did you go to all of the Men of Color weekend parties last weekend?
I did not.
You didn't?
I worked last weekend.
Okay.
But I did make it to the two big parties. I made it to Gesellschaft.
Mm-hmm. Phys Ed was
It was
the theme?
Phys Ed. I kind of was like on the fence about it because me and Bob had too many spilt teas at trivia. Yeah. So I was on the fence about it a little, but I realized I had a pair of football pants that I bought like 2 years ago for no reason. And I thought to myself, if not now, when? So
Was it busy?
I slipped into them and made it to Gesellschaft. It was really busy. It was very fun. Stefan and Maria behind the bar, slinging drinks, Janet running around. There, at one point, I was like, okay, I get it, it's PE, but whoever has that whistle has got to stop. And then I realized it was the fire alarm.
Really?
Yeah, but everything was fine. I think it was just the smoke machine got a little out of hand.
Did all the children dancing make you feel like a geriatric millennial?
No, it was back to the typical Provincetown crowd where I felt like a toddler.
Great.
Yeah.
How nice for you. How was Fag Bash?
Did you make it to Fag Bash?
I did.
Cute. I did not see you, unfortunately.
Well, that happens when your face is buried in a stranger's face for 45 straight minutes. I saw you.
Oh, cute.
That's what you were doing.
Yeah. But that was my first time downstairs at the Governor.
Is your mom watching today?
Probably. That was my first time downstairs at the Governor Bradford. When I moved here, it was their first year at Purgatory, so I had only known Fag Bash at Purgatory. And this year was my first time at Governor Bradford downstairs, but the theme was Purgatory.
It was Purgatory.
Yeah. People really turned it out.
I thought, so I used to work at Purgatory back in the day, like leather harness night. Ooh. And I had a custom leather harness made by Myra Gold, and I tried to fit into it to wear it to Fag Bash the other night. Ooh. And it's now an ornament. It's like a Christmas tree ornament now.
It's like, you're gonna like take it out and you're like, remember being young.
I was like, well, I know that I've gotten bigger here. There's no way, but I mean, I'm just a bigger person than 2007.
You're just so swole.
Well, that was 14 years ago.
Yeah, you've just been hitting the gym really hard.
Yes, yeah. I have. My legs are so sore right now from running up that hill. Oh, I have to tell you guys a story real quick, because this was the most Provincetown thing ever that happened to me the other day.
I did have a request last night for you to show off your calves on the show today.
What?
Speaking of
Who
your
said
legs.
that? I'm not doing that.
Okay.
Maybe I will. But that's later. No, listen. So I met a friend of mine to do an outdoor workout on Tuesday. And I know he has a bike with a basket on it. And I said, is this your basket? And he said yes without looking. So I took my phone and I put it in somebody's bike basket. Then we ran up the hill to the monument, did our little workout, and then we came down and I was like, Peter, where's your bike? And he was like, it's right there. And I was like, some stranger has somebody just left with my phone. And we called it, they wouldn't answer, we made it ping. I couldn't like find it, like that thing wasn't working.
Yeah.
So I was at home on my laptop, like texting people. And because it was the first fag bash the very next day, there was a group of people who started a group.
That was Wednesday.
Right, happened Tuesday. There was a group texting about pre-gaming, and the name of the group chat was Pre-Fag. And so whoever had the phone turned it into the police station, and the police saw a group chat called Pre-Fag, and the name of one of the people in the chat, the police recognized, and they called her, and they said, somebody in your Pre-Fag group chat lost their phone, and it's now at the police station. And she said, well, describe to me the picture of the faces on the phone. And the police officer said, it's two long-haired daddies at Carnival. I don't know if you can see this. That's me and Peter, and I do not self-identify as a long-haired daddy at Carnival.
I love how this police officer, who I presume is straight, like, has been here long enough to be like, oh, they're daddies.
Yeah. If I had to guess. How dare you? No, but thank you to the officer that called Carolyn.
Carolyn texted the third. She's like, this town, I can't.
It couldn't happen anywhere else. Anywhere else, you would never see that phone again.
Totally.
So thank you, whoever turned it in, if you're watching this. This weekend, oh, go ahead.
One thing I did do last weekend, I did make it to Boy Beach, as I do. But it was I'd probably been going at least on average once or twice a week for the past 6 years every summer, and this was the first time I saw the Rangers out.
Like doing this
Yelling
at
at people.
For being nude?
Yeah.
Oh no.
I was in my burkini, so they didn't bother me, but...
Yeah, I think there was a year where like they couldn't get out there because of the way the seascape had shifted. Yeah. So now they have access, I guess.
So if you're going to Boy Beach, make sure to be fully clothed, because that is the law.
But what about your weekly Boy Beach orgy? How can that happen if you're clothed?
That's not a thing.
It's not a thing?
No.
Okay. You know what is this weekend?
What is?
It is the 74th Annual Portuguese Festival and Blessing of the Fleet. I'm wearing this shirt right now because Derek Macara is the artist whose work is on the back. I can't show you. I know.
That painting is hanging at the Red End as well,
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah. So if you want to see this painting in real life, that's on the back of my shirt that I can't turn around and show you right now. It's hanging at the Red End. My favorite part about the Portuguese Festival is usually the soups. Like there's a soup contest that happens under a tent on Bradford Street. I don't know if that's happening this year, but I did have Portuguese kale soup last night at Cafe Heaven, and it was like nice and spicy, just like you like. Go get some Portuguese kale soup, you guys. Yeah. They did say that at the Blessing of the Fleet on Sunday, they're only blessing commercial fishing vessels. So if you're like on a party boat, you're not getting blessed. And those are the people that, you know.
They need it. Yeah.
I saw Varla Jean last night too.
So jealous.
How have you not seen this yet?
I'm busy.
I'm busy too.
No.
You need to go see your queen.
I mean, girl.
Varla is your queen.
She is. I always I have such restraint when she's here in the studio and we're recording with her. I try not to fangirl out, but like she really is.
Just bow down.
She's it.
Be a fan. It's okay to be a fan at someone,
to
someone, for someone.
Yeah.
And you know what, before we move on to just one more thing, I don't think you're gonna like this story. It happened at work. This was like a very like pennies from heaven kind of moment for me.
Okay.
There was a woman.
Tommy told me this, and I'm like, that's not real life.
This is real life. This is reality. So this woman, who I sort of recognized, and I was like, "You're not usually here by yourself, are you?" And she was like, "Well, no. My husband passed away 2 years ago, so this is the first time that you've seen me here. I am alone now. I'm by myself." And I was like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." And she goes, "Your name's Harrison, isn't it?" And I said, "No, I'm Bob." And she said, "Wow, because I was wondering why you were being so nice to me."
This is not real.
This literally, and I was like,
she told them that I was like, she called me Harry, and I was like, no, my name is Harrison. It's Harrison. And I'm like, I've never said that in my entire life.
The moral of the story is when you don't like someone, it is evident on your face, in your behavior, your words, and your actions.
I always say I treat everyone the way they deserve to be treated.
Wow, she's a widow. This poor little old lady who I could clearly tell was problematic. But still, she said, "I'm way nicer than you," and that's a fact.
Bob must have been in a good mood that day.
I'm just nice.
There was some fun news that happened this week. Carl Nassib, who's a defensive end for the Raiders, came out. And I love when my coming out by celebrities come with $100,000 donations to the Trevor Projects rather than
Matched by the NFL.
Exactly, and rather than congratulatory Netflix shows. Yeah. Are you shocked at my shadiness, Jonathan? Yeah, there we go.
So thank you. Congratulations to Carl Nassib. What he did was, it's great for sports, it's great for kids, it's great for him, too.
Totally, yeah.
Live freely.
Also, Sha'Carri Richardson made the U.S. Olympic team for the 100-meter dash, which is really exciting. After she made the team, she thanked her girlfriend and also her extended family. And you've probably seen pictures of her floating around because she looked so incredible. She had nails, lashes, and like a full head of gorgeous orange fiery hair that she said her girlfriend picked out for her. It was inspired to look like she was running on fire.
She is, and she has the NCAA record, you said, to this
NCAA
day.
record for the 100-meter. She's the 6th fastest woman to ever run the 100-meter, and she's really incredible, and I can't wait to see her at the Olympics.
I just received a correction from Peter Sullivan,
Here we
who
go.
said the painting, Derek's painting that's on the back of the shirt is actually hanging at Siemens and is up for auction to raise money for the festival.
Really?
Yeah, so you can go to Siemens Bank and bid on this painting.
I sworn I saw it there last night.
It might have been. They moved it probably for this.
Awesome. That's great.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sorry to interrupt you.
No, that's great. Thank you for correcting me.
Did you show them the picture of Sha'Carri? Didn't you send one to
Yeah.
Jonathan?
Gorgeous.
Stunning.
We love to see it.
I love the nails.
We stan a queen,
Yeah.
you know? Yeah.
Does everybody know that next week is the 1-year anniversary of when we started doing this show?
Really exciting.
Mark, Jonathan, did you guys know that?
We've been doing it.
Every Friday for a year.
Yeah.
And so we're kind of celebrating next week a little
Yeah.
bit. So please tune in with us and celebrate with us.
That's going to be really cute.
Yeah. Also, it's Friday night, which means gallery openings abound. And one of my favorite ones to attend is John Dowd's at the William Scott Gallery. It's a night work or night scenes show.
Oh, I love
I
that.
love his night scenes, yeah.
I hit up all the gallery openings last week. I went to Greg Salvatore's, I went to Sean Treadwell's, I went to Rebecca Orchant's
Oh my God.
Spiritus.
Yeah.
I mean, I was wasted after the I'm like, let's do all the galleries to drink more. But they were all gorgeous shows, a lot of fun.
Excellent. Good. What's the weather like this weekend, Harry?
Ooh, I mean, today it's not super great, which is a bummer because I did want to go to the beach, but that is not looking like a possibility.
It's a little gray. It's going to be, I think, 75 degrees today.
Yeah, high of 75, thunderstorms in the morning. Hopefully those might even have been wrapped up by now, but it's going to be mostly gray for the rest of the day, but I do think the sun is going to peak out. Tomorrow it's going to be cloudy, but high in the high 70s, so it's going to be warm all weekend, but not super beachy. So make sure to go out and check out all your favorite restaurants, check out the Pam, the Monument, more in-town stuff.
High tide today is at 12:30, which means good news for those of you who adore a high tide happy hour. Sunday it will be at 2:19, which is perfect. So go get a drink, stand outside, look at the water, and live your life.
One announcement that I have is I'm going to be singing a few songs at the club this Monday night.
With Mike Flanagan?
With Mike Flanagan and his jazz trio. Joe Santos is also going to be singing some stuff.
Wait, you're doing that Monday?
Yeah.
That means you're not competing against me at Showgirls on Monday.
No, unfortunately.
I got my act together. It's happening. What are you laughing at?
I'm like, that might be a bit of an overstatement, but he did get an
I
act
have
together.
one number.
act.
I put together one number for money. Thanks, Mark. Thanks a lot. No, I'm ready.
I love
Almost.
that.
Yeah, it's coming together.
So you have to choose whether you want to go to Showgirls and see Bob, or go to and everyone at Showgirls, or go to the club this Monday from 9 to 10:30. Mike Flanagan's there every Monday, but this week it's going to be me and Joe joining him to sing some stuff.
I knew you would find a way to turn it into a competition anyway. Go see them there, or go see me over here.
Or both? Not really an option.
Can you? I don't know.
No.
We'll come to trivia too.
Yeah, we'll definitely start out with trivia.
Talk.
Talk? I'm like, I don't even know if I can do that.
You can.
Do we have a video?
We do have a video. Now's a good time to tell you guys about Christina Bianco's shows at the Crown and Anchor. She's going to be there June 29th and 30th and July 1st at 6 p.m. She's the RuPaul girl, right?
Yeah, so we're going to show you a video. She does a lot of really incredible impressions in it. If you watch RuPaul's Drag Race and you saw, I think it was All Stars 3, where they did the one where all the divas and She did every single one of those voices.
Really?
So she did Dolly, she did Mariah, she did Amy Winehouse. She's
Oh my
truly
God.
incredible at impersonations, and we're going to show you some of those right now.
A little bit different. I'm a little bit Broadway. I'm a little bit rock and roll. I'm a little bit Shakespeare. I'm a little bit Monty Python. I'm a little bit nuts. That's it.
Please give it up for Christina Bianco.
Please welcome Christina Bianco.
You must be the Christina Bianco.
Christina Bianco!
Setting day up.
I don't know what to do. I'm always in the dark. Living in a battle, can't give it all sparks. I'm ready tonight. Forever's gonna stop tonight. Forever.
Christina Aguilera.
Just a spoonful of sugar, half the medicine. Go down. Hit a most delightful What good is sitting alone in your room? Come hear the music play. Life is a cabaret, oh sure, you know it is. Come to the cabaret, mama. Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a sound that I've heard of once in a lullaby. Get ready for me, love, 'cause I'm a comer. I simply got a bust, my heart's a drum, and nobody, no, nobody is gonna ring on
She's amazing.
I know, truly incredible. To be that, I feel like really when you're good at impressions, you are like the most incredible singer because you can make your voice do anything.
Yeah. Are you good at impressions?
Ish. Yeah. And I'm also ish, a good singer. Come see me on Monday.
You guys were really excited to have Josiah on the show today. Thank you so much for making some time to do this.
Sure.
I know you've been all over the place doing interviews in Los Angeles.
Yeah, we did one interview in Los Angeles. It was quite something. It's a little dicey, but we made it through.
Did he really send that whale back?
Apparently it's en route. Yep, I think he's going to follow through. Unfortunately, it's not weatherproof, I don't think, so I might have to do something about that. So, but we're going to try to put it to good use. It'll be quite a stunt when it arrives anyway.
I love that.
And you said he had a little of PTSD when he saw it?
Yeah, I mean, it was 5 days out from the incident, and the likeness was pretty convincing, as many of you saw. So yeah, when he walked out on stage just a little bit before we actually taped it, he was taken aback. He was just sort of shocked. But we talked him down. The stage manager and I sort of created a story with him about why it was okay. And
Yeah.
how he would, and we, treated it as sort of a celebration of his survival.
Totally.
So worked, and it created some good banter between he and Jimmy.
Right.
Yeah.
And he wanted to go back in as soon as he could, and that was yesterday?
And that was yesterday, yeah. He actually has a pretty bad knee injury. His knee is like pretty much blown out. He's gonna have to do something about it at some point. But with those injuries, you pretty much stabilize it and then go about your life until you have a procedure. And his life happens to be lobster diving. So he has a good brace now, and we figured out a way to haul him back aboard the boat. That was kind of the biggest obstacle, was getting him back on the boat, climbing onto the boat. So we actually haul him up basically the same way we haul a tuna aboard. So we figured out a sling that he can sort of stand on in the water, and then he sort of rides a rope that I haul up as if we were bringing a giant tuna onto the deck.
And
So.
he got in the water yesterday?
Yeah, we dove yesterday, and it was actually our best day this season. You know, we definitely, got multiple hundreds of pounds of lobster.
Excellent.
We love that.
And it was. We had a crew out with us from 60 Minutes Australia,
Oh my God.
who he kind of decided that would be like the best team to like share his story with in like a longer format. And so he brought them out, and we weren't sure we were going to dive. It was almost kind of a surprise to them and to actually even to himself. He wasn't sure he was up to it physically and also mentally. But then, the night before we decided we'd go for it, and the conditions were okay. And so we did. And it was surprisingly normal, actually. And it was fine.
And I mean, I was talking to you on the phone the other day, and you said you don't go down.
I don't, not in that operation. I mean, I do dive, and I've dove for lobsters before, but when we're doing what we do, he's the diver, he's the captain and the diver. It's his operation. I'm basically his handler. So I follow his bubbles around. I try to not lose him with mixed results. I always find him though.
Unless
I lose him a lot, honestly, but my talent is to find him. So, lots of people can follow the bubbles, but finding them when you lose them is kind of the trick. And I've gotten pretty good at it over the years, but it's still not a perfect science. And I do lose them, but I always end up finding them. So far, so good.
It sounds like a daily trust exercise. Like you have to really kind of love that person. It's like a brotherhood or something.
Yeah, I mean, it's, it can be a little contentious. There's some stress, it's very intense. But yeah, I mean, over years, I've worked with him for about 15 years. And yeah, we've definitely developed, a pretty intimate, partnership of,
He named his son after you.
He did, yeah. That was right when we started fishing together, and it was sort of this whimsy. I don't know about a whimsy, but it was unexpected, and we had we didn't really even know each other that well. I think he just liked the name, and then over years, of course, with this intensity of the work we do, it sort of gathered a little more gravity, and
Yeah.
so then he's diving around. Yeah, it's kind of intense. We have an intense relationship. But it's good, We've definitely become closer as we sort of, supported each other with like the whirlwind of going to Los Angeles and dealing with that, plus just a general media storm and trying to like coordinate with one another. What are we going to do with all this stuff that fell in our lap? So yeah, we've been helping each other out, supporting each other.
Excellent. And I'm glad you got the memo to bring a gift.
Aha.
So if you guys don't know, Josiah is one of the 50 best chocolate makers in the country.
And my partner, Katie Reed, my business partner.
Yes.
She's definitely half or more than half of Chiquesset chocolate.
You're the taster and the flavor creator?
We team up on that stuff. The creative stuff she and I work on together.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I'm a big fan of the sipping chocolate.
Oh yeah, that stuff.
Every time I drive by, I'm like, well, I have to.
Yeah, it's basically half a bar of chocolate in a cup. So just so you know,
Delicious. No, I know.
Yeah.
So you've probably seen that chocolate documentary, or it's like an episode of what's that show on Netflix? Rotten.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a show called Rotten, and each episode is a different food and how it's problematic. And chocolate is, largely can be problematic the way it's like slave labor. And
Yeah.
I know you guys do things the right way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, commodity chocolate, which is any chocolate that doesn't have a backstory. If you have a story that's not that, then you always tell it. So if you don't hear some kind of story about it being more sustainable or ethical in some sense, then it's made with commodity cacao, and it's pretty dark. Even when there's not child labor or whatever involved, it's still a pretty grim existence for cocoa farmers.
Yeah.
And the craft chocolate business, that the segment of the industry that we're in, kind of like craft brewing or specialty coffee, is very ingredient focused, and of course the stories sort of come out of that as far as producers go.
Mm-hmm.
And we're very much focused on bringing the farmers and the supply chain into the light and to tell that story, which is interesting, but it also assures that things are at least aspirationally more equitable than they would be otherwise in the commodity supply chain.
So tell me a little bit about Sconset brown butter sage.
Well, we learned a trick a few years ago. Started experimenting with making brown butter milk chocolate. So you basically brown or almost burn butter and filter it, and then use it as part of the fat that we add to the chocolate. And so it adds this sort of really smooth, creamy richness to it. And then we've always loved sage. We focus a lot on sort of herbal and borderline savory formulations, and this is one of them. We won a Good Food Award for a white lemon thyme.
I saw
so we
that.
had the thyme in there. This one was a riff on sage, which we really love, but very savory herb. So it's sort of a stretch, but we played with it, and that one also won an award last year. So we're proud of it. It's good. It's different, but it's good.
The shop's open every day now?
Yep, every day. Yep. And also our ice cream truck that lives out front that has sort of whimsical ice cream creations and fun different cones and stuff. That's going 7 days starting yesterday. So
7 days.
7 days. Yep.
Congratulations. And you guys, your family's been here since the 1600s.
I don't know about here, but on Cape, yep. And we definitely stretch back in this town for a couple hundred years, Revolutionary War, or maybe a little before.
Do you picture yourself ever living anywhere else?
I haven't. Not permanently. I've lived elsewhere, different stretches, but no, I've never missed a summer, and I don't think I will.
Lucky boy.
We love to see it.
I know. Thank you so much for coming on and for the chocolate, and good luck out there. Stay safe.
Thanks, man. We'll see you soon. And make sure to check out Chiquesset Chocolate. Pick up some brown butter and sage. I'm excited for that one.
Well, there's only one of these, so I'm going to take that one.
You have to give me a taste first.
All right, fine.
But now we have, for your consideration,
today's prize is a $25 gift card to the Red Inn. The first person that calls in and guesses this iconic movie monologue, what movie it's from, is going to win. Harry, what's your phone number?
My number is 617-676-7597. Bob's going to do a little monologue, and as soon as you know the movie this is from, you're going to call in and guess, and hopefully win a $25 gift card to the Red Inn.
Tell them that number one more time.
That's 617-676-7597.
I'm almost off book. Okay, ready?
You're going to nail it.
The voice you hear is not my speaking voice. It is my mind's voice. I have not spoken since the age of 6. No one knows why, not even me. My father says it is a dark talent, and the day I take it into my head to stop breathing shall be my last. Today he married me to a man I have not yet met. Soon my daughter and I shall join him in his own country. My husband writes that my muteness does not bother him. Hark this. He says, God loves dumb creatures. Why not I? 'Twere good he had God's patience, for silence affects us all in the end. The funny thing is, I don't consider myself silent. I would finish this, but then that would give it away.
Did we stump everyone?
Did we?
I don't know.
Maybe they don't know it. Oh my God, we stumped them. We've never stumped them.
Never, not once. What are the clues?
The
muteness.
The muteness.
Yeah.
The lead character is mute. This is like one of the few times that we actually hear her voice on the screen. She has a favorite musical instrument. It's the name of the movie. I don't think anybody's going to get
Wow. Huh?
Her co-star won an Oscar, child actress.
617-676-7597. We got one. Hello, caller. Thank you so much for calling in.
It's not the piano, was it?
It
is
is.
the piano.
Oh,
Oh, wow. I just got like a flood. We might have just had on delay. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Mark. I'm in Upton.
Oh, awesome. Thank you so much, Mark. You guessed correctly, so you just won a $25 gift card to the Red Inn.
Outstanding.
Perfect. We will get in touch with you, and we'll get you your gift card, and we hope to see you soon right at the Red Inn.
Very cool. Can't wait.
Perfect. Thanks so much, Mark.
Thanks much. Bye-bye.
You guys, the point is not to stump people. I'm really sorry that it was so difficult.
No, we got like 4, like
Oh.
all at once. We got 4, so we must have just been on a weird delay.
Okay.
Yeah. Julian texted. He got it right.
Of course.
Barry, of course.
You can't win by texting, though. Sorry, Julian. We'll take you to the Red some other time.
And congratulations, Mark.
And please welcome to the show, Miss Zoe Lewis. Zoe, thank you so much for joining us today.
Lovely to be here.
How's it going?
It's a bit early, but I was given a lot of strong coffee, so
Perfect.
I'm
we
flying.
We did the same thing. That's always our strategy every Friday morning.
No.
So you seem to be super happy to be back on the stage doing stuff.
Oh, can you believe? I mean, it's amazing. I mean, the gigs are starting on July the 4th. I have my first one, Lewis and Liberace, at the Pilgrim House, because there's no fireworks, so we are providing the
I
fireworks.
love that.
Excellent.
So
You
7
provide
o'clock.
the fireworks every time you get on
Oh.
stage.
And it's wild not to have been performing, and I've been doing a virtual show.
Which is
And-
phenomenal.
Through the window, and I had my first gig last week. I did Connecticut Gay Pride,
Oh,
and
nice.
it was incredible to have a live audience again. So I can't wait for the summer. And everything's it's all changed now that outside gigs are inside and in the Pilgrim House, and we're still playing by the pool at the Crown and Anchor. So I'm ready,
Rolling with the punches.
rolling with it. And I've got some great people joining me. I have my friend Bitch, who's, I don't know if you know her, she's a great indie pop artist, as well as David Mayoko, who's Liberace. Can't wait to do that show. I've got the lovely Kaya Cristal joining me, and we have 2 petite speakeasies.
Petite.
Petite because they're just an hour long, but they're going to be action-packed. And it's like the 20s now. I mean, well, it is the 20s,
Yeah.
but it's 100 years later. And we're ready to party. We're ready for the more roaring 20s to party with gay abandon.
Where are the speakeasies going to happen?
That's the Pilgrim House.
That's at the Pilgrim
Yeah.
House as well. And what are you singing for us today?
Well, because it's a nautical theme, I got some nautical numbers together, and I am drawn here because of the nauticalness of the town.
Me too.
And so, yeah, I have a little song I'm going to do. I'm not going to give it away. Yeah.
Okay, great. So you have your show on the 21st of July at the Crown and Anchor.
I do.
July 4th fireworks show with Dave Mayoko.
Yes.
Liberace.
And don't expect me to know the dates of the others. But you can go to zoelewis.com and find them all there.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Jonathan will be putting them up.
He will.
And I didn't bring you a gift. I didn't get the memo.
No, that's okay,
I'm
that's
sorry.
okay.
But I do have
Your
CDs.
gift is your song.
Oh,
Yes. Like,
I'll sing it for you. I've heard that somewhere.
Once
You
you're-
sang that for a $25 certificate.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for
Thank
coming in.
you.
We're going to have you on in just a little to
All right,
perform
cheers,
for
you
us.
guys.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Zoe.
And so here, you guys, a little sneak peek at what our friend Mark does for a living. He's the choreographer. He's leaving soon to Jagged Little Pill to Australia. But then you're coming back after that, right, Mark? Yes,
Perfect.
he is. So watch this.
On through the wind, walk on through the rain. Though your dreams be tossed and blown, walk on. You'll never walk alone.
That was so great. We're going to chat with Mark in 2 seconds, but yeah.
Yeah, we're going to talk to him now.
Yes.
It's been 2 seconds.
2 seconds.
It is actually 2 seconds later. That video was shot by Joel, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Did you show this video?
Yeah, we just showed it.
Oh, my God. How cool. Sorry, I was peeing. But the video was shot by Joel. I was here in the spring, and I was teaching dance class. And you know how it is in this town. People always just want to, help you be creative and help you
course.
film things and collaborate. And everyone's trying to make stuff. And Joel is an incredible spirit and offered to help me out with that. And it was just one of those moments and one of those spots. And moody Provincetown days, and it was, anytime I'm here, I feel like really connected to self, and that spurs like really rich, movement for me and stuff like that. So it was like a special day that I'm glad I documented. Like, almost feels like a journal entry.
Do you get to Provincetown often? How much time do you spend here in town?
Well, I've been coming for probably 8 years, just for like a week or two here and there. But this past spring was like the most special time I had. My dad passed this past year, and I really just wanted to get back to P-Town and as a retreat for myself. And a friend of mine who purchased, is the new owner at Cruise Quarters, was like, I know how much you love it here. Why don't you come help me paint for a week? A week turned into 5 weeks, and I just like couldn't leave. And it was nice to come in that time of year where I really, connected to locals, and it was just so beautiful. I really felt like, a second home, the way, a lot of people feel when they come here, just like truly themselves in a way that they never otherwise imagined. So, now every time I come back, knowing more people, feeling more like connected to it, not just like the party part, but the actual like land, the spirit, after a week, it's like, I feel like I roll with the tides, and it's, being in the middle of the ocean, you just...
And still the party part.
And still the party part. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I sound like this for a reason. No, I love it all. But just this past year has been like probably the most special and most like connected I felt in this town, for sure.
Are you excited about Australia?
Yeah. I am like, can't believe I'm going. I'm really excited about Australia. I'm back to New York for some Pride Party part.
Cute.
And then to Australia in July for 2 months in Sydney to put up their version of Jagged Little Pill, which will be really cool. Yeah, it's hard to think about that I'm actually going, but it's happening. Yeah, it's gonna be great.
So choreographing Jagged Little Pill, was that your favorite project that you've done, or?
Well, so I'm the associate choreographer. I work under Sidi Larbi Trakawi, who works for Beyonce and is a genius. And yeah, I'd say working on that show has been the most important work that I've been involved with. It's, it deals with, gender expression, opioid addiction, sexual assault, all within one show. And it's really, talks about being perfectly imperfect, which I think we all are. And especially now, post-COVID, I feel like it's a show we all need. It's really about healing and getting through and, leaning on each other. So I'm looking forward to bringing that to Australia for sure.
Did you have a connection with that music beforehand?
Who didn't? Oh my God.
You were in high school, right?
Hell yeah. I'm a geriatric millennial, as you called me during trivia. She read me. Anyway, did you make up that term?
No, I didn't.
That's real. That's real.
Thing. Anyway, I can't get it out of my head, but I do feel that way. What was the question?
Your Jagged Little Pill, the album.
Yeah, the album, of course. Like, You Ought to Know was like the track of my like teenage years, and that and I'm Canadian, so I felt this connection to her. Even though when I met her, like, she doesn't care you're Canadian, she just wants to know like who you are as a person. But I think, globally it really had an impact. Now that I've been part of the show and people come from Europe and everywhere who really, it meant a lot to a lot of people outside of North America.
I think by the time you get back from Australia, Broadway may even be back open too.
It will be. Like, I'm coming back just in time. I'm really curious how this is all going to play out. But I know Springsteen's up and running this month. So by October, which is when Jagged reopens, I think people will figure out how it's going to work again. I can't wait. I'm so excited to see a show again.
Me too.
Yeah, got to get there. Awesome. Who's Kelly and who's Seacrest?
He thinks he's Kelly.
Oh, okay. I see it.
I can be Seacrest.
I've been thinking that since the beginning. Your banter's so good.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, of course.
When we remember to speak.
Right.
It's okay. Or just look at your phone, talk about the parties.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll
just tell you more about my Fag Bash outfit.
I probably saw you, or
Probably.
you were making out all night?
He was making out all night.
Okay, it's hard to know who's who.
I know. Yeah, when it's foggy and the faces are smushed together and the bodies are smushed together.
That was really fun.
Yeah, I'm glad you got to go. Thank you so much for coming on
Thank
here.
you for having
I know it's
me.
early and it's your last day. Have fun.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thanks for coming. I'm going to make sure to check out Jagged Little Pill on Broadway.
Please do.
See some of your handiwork.
Please do. Yes, it's a great show.
Just one quick question. Have you ever been in a show on Broadway, or do you typically do the choreography?
No, that's not really where I vibe. I'm like the guy at the back, like taking notes and just telling people to be better.
I love that. That's also what I do. Take notes and tell people to be better.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
love it.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, we'll see you soon, Mark.
Awesome. Cheers.
So one little bit of really exciting, fun news. our friend Susan Tran, who works for NBC 10 and also NECN, asked me and Bob to pop in next Friday morning at around 8:30, 8:45. We're going to be chatting for a few minutes about all that's going on in Provincetown and what's going on for our 1-year anniversary show. So we're super excited about that. We'll post more details on our Facebook and also our Instagram. So make sure to follow us on both of those so that you can stay abreast and tune in to see us on the real TV.
I know. If you're in Boston, tune in next Friday morning before 9, NBC 10.
Yeah, we're wicked excited. And now we have a really exciting performance from Zoe Lewis. We just chatted with her, and she is going to give us one of those performances.
Take it away, Zoe.
Well, thank you. It is really an honor to be here, and I'm waking up now. And as I said before, I came to Provincetown, well, for many reasons. And I do enjoy the beautiful nature. And when I was a little girl, I had many dreams. I never knew such a place existed. And because it's a nautical show, I'm going to do this old song of mine. And when I was little, well, I was born actually 4 pounds. I was premature. And my mum always said, oh, you were the weight of 2 bags of sugar. So it has a little reference to that. When I weighed 2 bags of sugar, I learned about the 7 seas. I watched the man from Atlantis swim all over our TV. I had a pocket full of shells. I had a table of the tide. So when my mother asked what I'd be when I grew up, well, I replied, I want to be like Jacques Cousteau and go where no man has dared to go. I'm perched upon my head, a little out of red, and write things in the logbook of the Calypso. I want to be like Jacques Cousteau. Submarine called Polaris by my side. I had his photo by my bed. I had a yearning like he did to observe the mating orgies of jet-propelled Sierra squid. I want to be like Jacques Cousteau, a sort of aquamarine Clouseau. A little bristle on my chin, a salty sun-kissed leather skin. The world beneath the deep is where I want to go. I want to be like Jacques Cousteau. Float around the living room, me and Jacques with the camera crew, beneath the northern hemisphere, where giant octopi just state to the tune of a minke whale. Every Thursday night at date, I want to be like Jacques Cousteau and go where no man has dared to go. I'm perched upon my head, a little out of red, and write things in the logbook of the Calypso. I want to be like Jacques Cousteau.
Thank you so much, Zoe. Always electrifying on stage. Check her out, zoelewis.com.
ZoeLewis.com.
Perfect.
Wasn't one of your first public performances in town at one of the speakeasies? Remember him
You
coming?
should come and do another speakeasy. I was just thinking.
I was the sailor.
You were the sailor.
The sailor-
You were the lovely sailor.
The sailor outfit for Zoe's show has been worn by icons in town,
Like?
including
People have been
me.
to see
John
me.
Hawkins, John Richardson has worn it.
Yes, and
Yeah.
I can't. I'm not sure if I washed it.
Somehow.
Yeah, I was like, how do you guys have the same size shirt?
But head to zoelewis.com, check out all her shows, be sure to check them out. Awesome.
Next up, you guys, please give a warm welcome to our friend Bryan Legare. He is a seascape ecologist and our local shark expert, whose initiative Shark and Fish Ecology, otherwise known as SAFE, is official now, this summer, right?
Yeah, welcome, thank you. Started the program a couple years ago at the Center for Coastal Studies here in Provincetown, which actually Josiah's father helped found back in 1976.
Incredible.
Happy to be here.
Welcome.
Thanks for coming by. I know sharks are something that kind of fascinate and terrify everyone in town. What's your kind of relationship with sharks? Do you love them? Do you hate them?
So, I'm a fish guy. Fish are fantastic, and
Right.
I'm sure you like the
Thank
term
you.
fishes as well. And sharks are a fascinating part of the ecosystem, and they're a large fish. Just don't touch the pointy end.
Right. There's lots of pointy ends on a shark, I feel.
Just depends which way you rub them.
Right.
So you said you started building this in 2019 at Head of the Meadow Beach. Tell us about, what did you call it? Fine scale or?
So what we're looking at is how the sharks use shallow water on Cape Cod, and we're doing fine scale tracking of how they're using the troughs, the bars, the waves, so we can build a profile on how the sharks are using the same space that we do.
Which often gives people pause about getting into the ocean. I guess I kind of just want to know how scared we should be.
It's called safe, Harrison.
I know,
called safe,
but
yes.
so we shouldn't be
No,
scared.
what you should do is just, what we're doing is creating information so you can understand where the sharks are and how the sharks are utilizing shallow water to update the recommendations for swimming in the seashore and in nearshore waters. And if you follow the guidelines, you should be pretty comfortable getting into the waters and around here.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't like to go in because you think it's too cold.
Yeah, I mainly don't swim a lot because I don't like cold water. I spent a good chunk of time in the tropics and Texas and stuff like that, and I like the warm water. It's it's a bit cold around here.
So as sharks are kind of migrating more towards the waters of Cape Cod.
Is that so?
So what's happening is we've stopped culling and protecting seals in the 60s and 70s. We stopped culling and killing and trophy fishing and protecting sharks in the 90s and the 2000s. And we've allowed these two populations to come back. And when you have a species like a seal that is a food source for a shark, and the seal utilizes shallow water beaches, we're going to see more of these animals closer to the shore as both populations recover.
And anytime you see like a whole bunch of seals together, don't go in, right?
Don't go in, and you should keep your distance anyways.
Right.
Seals are a large wild animal as well. They got some good teeth on them, and they are another creature that you should probably keep a little distance out of.
See, so I was on a pontoon the other day in the harbor, and there were like so many right near Long Point, and I was like, look, they're probably hiding from a shark. Like, is that something that they would do? They would all come in here and be like, shit, the sharks are right out there, so they're like lumped into the harbor?
They generally go to places to rest and relax, and places that they do feel safe. That doesn't necessarily mean that sharks are not present or not there, but what we're finding is the majority of the time is being spent on the backside of the Cape, but we do need more research done within Cape Cod Bay.
And you said you're going to branch out into 5 more beaches this summer?
So next summer, the park is funding a larger project that's going to last through about 2024, in which we're targeting swimming beaches, and I'm going to be doing about 5 beaches a year during those periods of times, looking at how, again, the sharks use shallow water.
And you're going to finish your doctorate in?
Hopefully 2022. So next year at some point, I hope to defend and get that done.
And then you're going to stay here, right?
I'm going to stay here. I'm here to a minimum of 2025, but I'm cementing myself into Provincetown.
Excellent. I'd love to hear that.
Yeah, we really do.
Us too.
Yay!
Yeah. We're here for the long haul.
Yeah, fun.
Well, thank you so much for your time. I know you're busy. I don't know how you're like going to school and doing everything all at the same time.
And I see you at tea.
Well, yeah.
And at tea. And
You got to make a little time for yourself.
Totally.
And you have some scuba expeditions coming up soon too.
I do. I've teamed up with a great company a couple years ago, a friend. It's Underseas Expeditions. It's gay and lesbian scuba trips. Gayscuba.com. And I lead as a representative of the company a couple times a year. So my first plane trip since the pandemic will be Columbus Day week, and be traveling down to the Caribbean.
Excellent.
And are those like fun scuba trips or educational or both?
So they're more fun. They are recreational diving, but as a trained marine biologist in the Caribbean, I cannot nerd out while I'm down there and seeing the different fish and answering people's questions. It's fun.
And you said you have another one over Thanksgiving?
And I have another one over Thanksgiving in the British Virgin Islands, and our fantastic bartender in town, Maria Morelli, is going to be on it. So it's going to be
I really want to go on
blast.
this trip,
Yeah.
and we won't be at work anymore.
There's a little like subset of like really great scuba divers in town.
Yeah.
They bartend here all summer and then scoot down to scuba. Cooper, Maria. That sounds like
Chad.
a lot of fun.
We just have to get certified.
Yeah,
you said?
there's a couple steps involved to get underwater, and it's learning it.
I wasn't joking when I said I would not get in the water. That's not for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I like to be up to my chest and splash around. That's the limit for me.
I'm going to get certified, and I'm going on this Thanksgiving trip. I want to go scuba diving with Bryan and Maria.
I mean, that does sound amazing.
Yeah.
Minus the scuba diving part for me.
Well, thank you so much for your time, and we
course.
will see you very soon. Thanks for keeping us safe in the water.
Yeah. Thank you.
It was great to be here. Yeah. Fantastic.
And I think Zoe has another song in her
Yeah,
pop to play us out.
Thank you all so much for watching today. Thank you for waking up in Provincetown wherever you are. Thanks for a really incredible show.
Thank you to our sponsors, the Adam Howard Metalworking Shop at 3 Bradford Street. Go in there and get your stuff welded back together. Be Well Cannabis Dispensary, where you can get all of your cannabis needs met. Cafe Heaven and the Red Inn. And thanks to all of you guys for watching.
Yeah, we'll see you next week for our 1-year anniversary episode. Thank you all so much for being along for the ride. It's been really fun and rewarding.
It's been a great year.
Yeah, and follow us on Instagram and Facebook, and we will let you know exactly the details of what's going on before the show on The Real TV next week. Yeah. Thank you all so much. Take it away, Zoe.
This is a little song of mine that I wrote on the washboard. I suppose it's a P-Town classic now. I've performed it for years, and I ride my old 1945 bicycle down Commercial Street, as many of you do. So watch out, I'm coming. I've rewritten it a little bit specially because some of the people aren't around anymore who were in it, and things change. Come with me on my bicycle. Hey! On my bicycle I can speak to everybody on Commercial Street. I'm gonna ring my bell, it's a sunny day and the ocean's calling. Get out my way. Hey! Hey! Hello seagull, hello ice cream, hello thirsty, hello Volagine, hello trolley, hello truck, hello poodle, don't push your luck. On my bicycle it feels so good, terrorizing the neighborhood. I'm gonna reach the pedicabs, dodge the cars. It's the middle of summer, look, no handlebars. Hey. Hello Mayflower, hello Canteen, hello Baby Dyke, hello Muscle Queen, hello Time Courier, hello Traffic Cop. Look, they opened another pot shop. And there goes a fox with a very bushy tail. And there goes a lobsterman swallowed by a whale. Hey. On my bicycle, tip of the land, riding around in a pile of sand in a dizzy July and August bliss. All I know is it doesn't get better than this. Hey. Hello stroller, hello car door, hello pizza, oops, hello floor, hello honking, hello frown, New York plate, you better slow down. On my bicycle I can speak to everybody on Commercial Street. I'm gonna ring my bell, it's a sunny day and the ocean's calling. Get out the way, please get out the way, come on.